Hey everybody, Jason Collings here from the Collings Twins. Please follow and continue to rate and review at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever it is that you download your audio podcast. Also, go to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/@Collings Twins. That's at Collings Twins, twins with 2 I's. Thank you so much and enjoy the episode.
Reading each other's minds, confusing each other's why. We're the Collings Twins, and when you're twinning, you win. You're twinning, you're winning. You're twinning, you're winning.
We're back. Jason Collings here with my brother
David Collings.
We're back with the Unidentical Podcast. However, it is no longer called that. We did some rebranding.
Yeah.
We are embracing the twinisms, the twinsies.
Yep.
We are now just the Collings Twins.
We are.
This podcast is just we're rebooting it as the Collings Twins, and here we are. But also, if you notice, we in a little bit of a different surrounding.
I love it.
We are at my house.
That's why I love it.
We are in the comfort of my own home. My family's here. My dog's here. My one dog.
Stop. We both lost dogs recently.
Yeah, we just recently lost doggies.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Bella Versace, and R.I.P. Mr. Rocky Balboa.
And
Ding,
Sheba.
ding, ding. Dog show. Remember that?
Yeah. And then
And then
with
Sheba.
Yeah, my dog.
Your doggy Sheba. But that's old news and
Yeah.
whatever, dude. Who cares about
Hey,
that?
she was 22.
Your dog was 22.
She was 22 when she just fell asleep.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's a good dog life, though, isn't it? That's a
I
long.
think so.
I don't know a whole lot about dogs.
I think so. She was way beyond her expected years.
I do know. I don't know. I was gonna say I do know, but what I don't know. What I've heard is that the smaller the dog, the longer the life.
Yes. No, that's true.
Like if
Wonder
you
why.
get a Great Dane,
Yeah.
you better as soon as that dog's born, start saying goodbye.
Seriously.
It's like
I think they live for like 5 weeks, the Great Dane. But
that's if you can't hear that loud yawn, that was my son James.
that was great.
James is in the other room yawning. But yeah, man, we're back. This
are.
is our first full episode back. We've done some clips, we've done a few reaction videos, but we're back with a full episode here. We're gonna start shooting them probably once a week, and they're available on YouTube. They're available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Where else on the audios?
Right now in the beginning, I believe those are the places. YouTube for watching us. If you
you could watch us on Spotify now too.
Oh,
right?
that's right. So it's Spotify and Apple Music, Apple Podcasts.
Apple Podcasts,
But
Spotify,
I also believe is Stitcher still a thing?
Breaker, Stitch, whatever. Oh, what's
Wherever
the
you
one
get a
for
podcast, that's
what's
where
the
it will
one
be.
for the people that don't have iPhones?
Stitcher, I thought.
No, I think it's I don't know.
What
But
if that was what it was
if
called?
you know, go there and our podcast will be there.
Yeah.
And so yeah, we're back, and there's been a lot going on in the business of stand-up comedy, in the personal lives of the Collings Twins.
Yes.
A lot going on, a lot of changes. I've been having to make a lot of shifts. As you know, the whole environment of stand-up comedy has completely changed from when I started doing stand-up. You know what I'm saying?
Right. How so? I do see it, but for our listeners and viewers,
So,
explain to me that.
let me give you an example.
Because I see a lot of. It's crazy.
Yeah,
it's
it's
just because I've been with you, at your side since the beginning of 20 whatever years ago.
Right.
And it is
And you
different.
Well, in your words, when we're not on here and we've just talked about it, it's frustrating for you to see this.
It is. I see. It's so hard. You have to understand. It's so hard for me to see my brother. Let's be completely
Be honest,
transparent
we're
here, man.
we're in the
I
safety of
hate
my home.
when I see you passed up or skipped over for certain reasons that are now, because of how things are now and with the social media. Anyway, my point is I've seen the frustrating thing is because for 20 years, I've seen you not just half-ass it.
Right.
You're out there giving it your all. If you have to perform in a little tiny bar, you will. If you can, if they want you to perform in an arena, you do it. You know what I mean? And you always have. It's always a positive reaction every time you're on.
And when it comes to things outside of the art form, like no one's ever going to tell me what to talk about on stage. No one's ever going to tell me how to do stand-up.
Yeah.
But when it comes to all the other things that come along with it, like you should do this on your that, I do it. You should make sure.
Oh,
that
I see what you're saying. Like when you post, you should do it in this way.
Yeah,
or, on
or
that
just
time,
post, or just
Right, right.
because, you know,
We've heard it all. You should do it this way. And
Yeah.
You do it, and nothing.
because right now, and I'm going to say it, it's probably going to piss people off, and I don't give a shit. But the very last box checked now is your actual talent as a stand-up comic.
Yep.
Everything is about how many followers do you have, what is your engagement on your social media apps,
Yeah.
all that stuff. Clubs, all the comedy clubs, the small clubs have changed their business model. And what they used to do is they used to have a marketing budget, and they used to have a marketing team, and they used to have a marketing plan. And when they booked you solely because you're a really good comic, or you booked the Tonight Show, and you booked a late night spot. And the only way you were able to book a late night spot or a stand up spot on television is because the booker of that show came out to the comedy club to see me.
Right, I remember that.
And they saw you, and they're like, he's worthy. So now, that doesn't exist. It's all about what's your following on social media.
Right.
And what social media is being shown is stuff that just, in my personal opinion, isn't stand-up comedy. You know, you and I are one of our best friends that we grew up with. He's more like a brother than a best friend. Is our friend Carlos.
Right. Yeah.
Carlos, every year, for 4th of July, for the last, 20-something years, they have this big block party every year, and we go to
it's
it
awesome.
every year.
Yeah.
And a lot of these kids and people that are at this block party, we've seen them grow up. And most of them know that I'm a stand-up comic, and I've been doing it for 20 years.
Right.
And it used to be like, where's your next show? What's your next thing? How's it going? Now, all these young guys are all now in their 20s.
All the kids.
All the kids are in their 20s and their late teens. And now the only thing they ask me now, can you even guess what it is?
As far as about what you're doing in
Yeah.
comedy? No.
When are you gonna go on Kill Tony?
Right. Oh, Jesus.
They ask me, when are you gonna go on Kill Tony? And I have to explain to them, guys, that's an open mic.
I cannot
These
get
comics
through
that are,
into that.
I'm sorry, I use the word comic. These people that are on Kill Tony they're at an open mic level of stand-up comedy, which
Right.
means they're beginners. They barely know how to form a joke. They think that they think that saying funny things is better than saying things funny. They want to be raunchy. They want that hot take. They want that clickbait. They want to talk about things that's going to upset people, maybe, just to get those
Yeah,
clicks.
exactly. Yeah.
And so I have to explain to them that I'm not at that level of stand-up. If I'm going to ever go on Kill Tony, which I don't ever think I will, it's going to be if I'm invited to be on the panel. But I'm not even sure if I'll do that because I'm not a big fan of the bully style of comedy.
Yeah.
Like,
neither.
let's watch this new guy chase his dream and then just cut him down and shit on him if he sucks. And by the way, if you don't suck your first few times doing stand-up comedy,
Yeah.
you're a superhuman.
Right. I did
So-
see a clip of Bill Burr on back in early days. It looked like it was the Belly Room even. And it was a Kill Tony show. And Bill Burr was on the panel, and when he didn't realize what he was getting into, it seemed.
Yeah.
Because once he saw what it was and that they were just tearing this guy down, he wasn't having it. He was
No.
like, this is what this is?
Yeah.
I got to sit through an hour of this, is what he said.
Yeah, and
You
it's painful, and I you know, I won't ever claim to be friends with Tony Hinchcliffe, but we were friendly at one
Right.
point. We were
I
on a lot of the
remember,
same
yeah,
shows at the
remember.
Comedy Store. I ran into him in Texas a few times, and you know, I was never that impressed with him as a stand-up comic. I am extremely impressed with him as a roaster. He's great at roasting
Yeah.
because he pushes the envelope. He says some pretty crazy shit, but it's great. And if you're there for it and you know it's a roast, everybody takes it in good spirits and it's funny.
Okay.
By the way, again, I'll say it. He's incredible at roasting.
Yeah.
Not a big fan of him as far as like an hour of stand-up. Just never have been. Same with I'll say it. Same with Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan is incredible at his medium that he's mastered, which is this world of podcasting.
Yeah.
He's arguably one of the best podcast hosts. He knows he's great at an interview. He knows how to do an interview.
Right.
He's incredible at it. But a lot of these young kids, they don't really know him as a stand-up comic. They know him as Joe Rogan.
Right.
The thing of Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
You know, and he,
What they're referring to recently is the Rogan verse.
right. And he never really got famous from doing stand-up comedy. The only real famous thing before like he blew up from Fear Factor and the UFC and all that stuff.
Right,
And
I
this is
remember
all
that.
my opinion, by the way.
News radio.
The thing in stand-up that blew him up is when he called out Carlos Mencia and
Right.
brought him on stage, calling him a joke
Yeah,
thief
everybody-
and all
yeah,
that
I
stuff.
remember
which
that.
I had issue with that too. I don't have issue with. I think people that steal jokes should be called out. What I have issue with that specific clip is the joke that they were talking about. It. The joke in question was the border wall joke, and Joe Rogan's claim was that Ari Shaffir wrote that joke.
Okay.
But what people have to realize, the younger people especially, at that time in our country, so many comics were like, yeah, if you're going to build a wall to keep out the Mexicans, who's going to build it?
Yeah, Right. Everybody's saying
And so many comedians were doing that joke.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't an Ari Shaffir geniusly written thing. I think Ari Shaffir delivered it hilariously.
Right.
I think he's got a great fucking delivery. I think he's great. But it wasn't his joke. And for example, during that whole hype, and when that was all happening, when somebody recorded on their phone and they brought him in,
that was the original room, right?
that was in the original room. That was right when
Comedy Store.
That's when I first started doing stand-up and hanging out at the Comedy Store around that time. It was like a year in or something.
Dude, that was forever.
What people don't realize is while that video was flying all over the internet and people were going, the border wall joke, the border. If you went on the Laugh Factory's website, you know, when you go on the Laugh Factory's website, I don't know how it is. It's sort of that same way now, but back then they would have a featured video of a comedian that's a paid regular at the Laugh Factory doing a bit at the Laugh
Right.
Factory. Alonzo Bowden was the featured video on the Laugh Factory's website doing the Who's Gonna Build It bit,
Right.
doing the exact bit. Never got called out for stealing it from Joe Rogan.
To think that that's a stealable bit, though, it's such an easy.
That's my point. These
Right.
guys aren't the greatest comedic minds in the world.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And which is fine. If you're a fan of them, awesome. Also, obviously, they have billions of freaking fans. They're killing it right now.
Yeah.
But you can't. You have to understand that that's not the end all be all of stand up comedy. That isn't stand up comedy. That is a medium that's fun. It's like the WWF. It's like Jerry Springer. And a lot of people love it, but
Right.
it isn't stand-up comedy. So my point in that is when somebody asks me, when are you going to go on? I'm not going to go on Kill Tony because that's not what I do.
Right.
I do stand-up comedy. I write jokes. I tell stories in a comedic way. And I do it in the way of that Bob Newhart said. I don't stand up there and say funny things. I like to think that I say things funny.
Right.
Because I'm not doing a setup, joke, punchline. I'm not, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Also, some of these comedians, hey, guys, trim the fat. Also, you don't need to put every single one of your sets online. That's another thing.
Right.
That's changed the game. People are just chasing that clip to get that viral clip, and it's affecting shows.
And
It's fucking up shows.
Here's what I would think as an observer: when you're in a comedy club, especially when the room is full,
Yeah.
those are the people you need to be giving a show to. That's
Yes.
your job.
And
once you
that
set
doesn't
up
matter
this
now.
camera over here, now you're only caring about
Yeah, it's
your
rough, man.
followers.
Yeah, perfect example. I was at a club last week, and the host, the person that was hosting the show, starts setting up their camera, and I went,
no.
"Fuck, here we go."
Yeah, because you got to think if
Here
you're
we
only
go.
hosting, why are you?
Because here's the thing now. Now they're not worried about, because when you're hosting, that's a whole nother art form.
It's a job.
It's a job.
It is.
Your job as the host, the first thing you need to do is you need to check in with the audience. See how they're doing.
Right.
How do you guys feel? What's your vibe? Are you ready? Let's do this. But now this comic has set their camera up. So now I'm going, oh, they're going to try to get their clip. So immediately they go on stage and just go right into bits. They go right into material.
Instead of hosting.
And basically they made themselves the cold opener.
That's not cool.
Because
And this was
historically,
last week?
yeah,
Aye.
historically the cold opener is the person that goes up before the host
Yeah.
to get the room ready.
Right.
Well, now you're the cold opener because you're not hosting now. You're just, boom, going right into your little set so
Right.
you could record it. But now this person has this set, and the audience wasn't feeling it.
Yeah.
They weren't ready. They were not feeling it. The comic that had to go on first, which technically is second because you're going after the host, had to do what I like to call the janitor spot.
Right.
Because now you got to clean up.
The
Now I
janitor
gotta,
spot.
now I got to clean up. So now he can't just go right in his shit. He has to use the first 5 minutes of his set to get the audience ready,
Good God.
to prep the audience and check in with them, which was not his job. Not that night, it wasn't. And by the way, this guy that I'm talking about, Ron G, is a masterful host.
Oh my God,
he is
that guy.
incredible.
He is
First of
amazing,
all,
yeah.
I would never pigeonhole him as just a host because he's an incredible standalone comedian.
Great writer too, right?
Great writer, Emmy award-winning writer, Ron G. If you don't know
Ron
Ron G, look him up. He's incredible.
How do you spell that?
So Ron hosts every Sunday at arguably the best show at the Hollywood Laugh Factory, which is called Chocolate Sunday.
Oh, I love it.
Shout out Lonnie, shout out Pookie Wigginton. Chocolate Sunday is a show that they do every Sunday, early show, late show. Ron G's the host.
Always
and I
packed.
always tell comics, when I get booked on that show, I never worry about following the comic that went on before me. I always worry about following Ron.
Right.
Because I'm going to
amazing.
tell you, guaranteed, he's going to crush and get a giant applause break
Right before
with the
your
1
set.
to 2 minutes that he has before
Right,
the
right,
next comic. He's
right.
incredible.
Right.
So he sits down when this is happening at the Laundry Laugh Factory, and he's sitting next to me. He goes, looks at me, goes, "Am I missing something?" Because no one was laughing. And I told him, I
Now
said,
let me
"Well,
ask a question. Did they do this between every comic?
yes."
Oh my
And
God.
that was another problem. So Ron goes up, destroys. Finally, near
Obviously, yeah.
less than halfway into his set, he's already got him. He's killing him, and he's a veteran, so he knows how to address the issue without addressing the issue.
Right, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
you guys okay? No one. The worst thing you could do is blame the host, and he didn't do that. He didn't
didn't
shit
blame
on
the crowd?
He didn't blame anybody.
Okay.
That's the worst thing you could do. You don't blame anybody.
Right.
First of all, if you're going to blame anybody, you got to blame yourself. You got to put it on you.
Yeah.
Even if it's not on you, it's just a good look, in my opinion. But what he does is he checks in. He's like, "Everybody okay? Did I miss something?" You know what I mean? And it's great the way he does it.
I love it.
Then by the end of his set, he's Ron G.
Right.
So I'm like, hell yeah, the audience is now set and ready because guess who was next? Me.
Right.
So then the host goes
no.
up and decides to do a joke.
Oh no.
And it flatlined.
Now what kind of humor are they trying?
Well, you got to, another thing that I really, because this makes me just sound like an old comic, but you got to learn how to read the room. You got to understand that things that are going on in your head aren't always what everybody else is thinking about.
Right.
You know, and a lot of these younger comics, they do things where they go right into material without, like I said, checking in. Because it's a
Right.
good way to figure out what these people want to hear and what they want to talk about.
Yeah.
Just check in with them. I mean, a lot of stuff about fentanyl and a lot of
God.
stuff about stuff that you're just kind of like,
You know, here's
and-
what you got to understand though with that generation of comic. The crowd
Yeah.
is IRL. They don't care about that anymore.
Right. This isn't a
You
clip.
know, they
This
don't
is
care
I-
about the
This is IRL.
Yeah.
That means in reality
in real life.
limited.
No.
In real life. Got it. So yeah, and that's
In
another
it,
thing, and it's not. And people like to blame this is not my crowd. This is not my
right.
generation. That particular night, there were Gen Z to senior citizens in that audience. It was completely mixed, and to use a very popular word, it was extremely diverse.
Right.
There wasn't a specific audience that you had to kowtow to or whatever you want to call it, and they were great. For example, let's see who else was on that show. I was probably the oldest person on that show.
Right.
I was the oldest person on that show. This giant group of, I sound like Donald Trump exaggerating, this giant, huge,
It was the
probably
biggest.
4,000 people. No, this large group of Gen Z kids, and that's what they are to me. They're I know they're adults, but to me they're still kids. Like my 36-year-old son's still my kid. You know what I mean? But they literally rushed up to me and were asking for pictures and for my social media and stuff because I was just talking and making it about being funny. I wasn't concerning myself with wonder what they think is funny. I
Right.
just talk about what I think is funny.
Right. Here's what I think too with the host that has this very specific kind of comedy, and they think that I'm such a specific kind of alti dark person that I need that crowd, which is not true. Because if you draw me in,
Yeah.
yes, so you're very specific in how you are. But if you draw me in and make it funny, I wanna hear your story.
Right.
I want to be entertained by
Right.
it just because I'm not like that,
Right.
but make it entertaining to me.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And what happens is these people start performing in rooms that they kill in only. I always like to compare it to martial arts. In martial arts or in boxing or any kind of combative art, if you continue to fight the guy that it's just so easy for you to beat him up.
You're never going to get it better.
And you just do it because it feels good. This feels good because I'm always winning.
Right.
You're never going to get better, and then you forget that there's other shit out there.
Wow.
Same with sports. If you continue to play the team that you kick ass, you gotta go after those people that are fucking kicking your ass all the time until they can't kick your ass anymore. And that's, to me, how I approach stand-up.
Right.
You got to find different rooms. Oh, hey, what rooms are you bad, not really good in? And honestly, at this point in my career, 20 years in, none. And let me tell you, I've had really bad sets, but it wasn't the room, it was me. I'm gonna just say that. A lot of times it's the room, but most of the time I'm like, you know what? That's on me.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't turn that room.
Right.
It's my job to turn that room. They showed up.
Right.
They showed up. They did their job.
They did their part.
Now it's my turn to do my job, and if I do it horribly and then go, you guys suck, that's terrible.
Comics that do that, do they understand that these people you just shit on paid to see you?
A lot of them don't understand it, because that's another thing. Because a lot of times the money, the way these new guys are making money is online. They're not making money with ticket sales and shit like that. Eventually they are when they get to a Matt Rife level, but he's selling out arenas.
Right.
By the way, stop saying Matt Rife came out of nowhere, guys. Matt Rife's been in the game since he was a young teenager.
Yeah.
This guy is literally at a very young age. He's a veteran comic. Anyways, but when you get to that level, what was the question?
About how do they understand that
No, here's why. Oh, money.
the people who paid to see them?
So a lot of comics these days, they don't even concern themselves with getting paid for spots. They don't do that, because to them, their currency is not the money that they're getting paid for the spot. Their currency is the clip,
Right.
the tape, and the likes and views on Instagram, because that, when it's enough, will lead to sponsorship, to ticket sales,
Okay.
to the thing. But the issue there is when I talking about the ticket sales, mind you, this is all my opinion, guys. Come at me all you want in the comments. But the
Okay.
issue with ticket sales is this: the clip got you the sales, the clip got you the audience. Well, now they're there to see what you could do for 45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah. Because
And-
how long is a clip usually?
At the most 3 minutes.
Right.
I think on Instagram the way it works with the algorithms is if the clip is over 3 minutes, they won't push it to the Explorer.
But
So
the point
usually
is-
the point is it's in a minute.
You
It's,
need to do a
it's 30
set
seconds
now.
to a minute clip.
Yeah.
So now you've just sold 400 tickets on 30 seconds. Holy shit, you better fucking deliver. Which this is like anything else. The only way to get good at it is to do it over and over and over again.
Right.
It's like the gym.
Yeah.
The muscles only get bigger if you keep lifting the weights.
And you have
But
to go up
now-
in weight.
But
you
now
can't
there-
just go
but
in
now
rooms
there's
you kill in.
shortcuts. People are getting bicep implants. People are getting pec implants. Everybody wants the goddamn shortcut.
Yeah.
Everybody wants that, and I get it.
It's the cheat code generation.
It's the cheat
man.
code generation, dude.
Yeah.
And so now they're at these clubs, and all the clubs are suffering now because they're getting these Yelp reviews that are like, I went to the show. But now also clubs are getting hurt because of the viewership online and the ability to use that to generate ticket sales. A lot of these acts can't do the small clubs anymore. They can't do basic comedy clubs anymore.
'Cause
They
it's too
have to
many.
do the big theater.
And how
They
is
have
that
to do
going?
they have to do the arena. Well, it's whatever. Like these Kill Tony chumps that are on Kill Tony,
Right.
these open micers, they're now they get to use Netflix as a credit
Jesus.
on their resume. They're like, I'm on Netflix, and these are
But
guys.
nowadays, saying that is.
These
have
are
you seen
guys
some
that
of
do
these
a
specials?
1 to 2 minute set on Kill Tony. You know what I'm saying? So it's not good. A lot of people are asking for refunds, from what I understand. But anyways. So now what's happening is the comedy clubs that thought it was a good idea to change their business model to make the comic do all the work. You know, like I said, they used to have
That's right.
They have to have a marketing plan. They used to have a marketing budget. They used to have a marketing person. Now their whole business model now is let's book guys that have a huge social media following.
Okay.
Which, by the way, hey clubs, hey small independent clubs, how's that working out for you? It's not.
It's not.
It's not. I know for a fact you've had to cancel shows it sucks. And then and the thing is, stand-up comedy is like the world in the way that in life, in this country, I'm going deep.
Okay.
We need the middle class.
Yeah.
This country wouldn't survive without the middle class.
Right.
If we don't have a middle class and we just have beginners and vets,
Right.
and nobody in the middle to
Yeah.
run the fucking country,
Right.
that's how it is in the comedy club world. Comedy clubs need the middle class. You need us because we have all the skill that these, and in a lot of cases, way more skill than a lot of these social media stars. We have
Agreed.
the
Come at
tools
us.
and we have the talent.
Yeah.
Right? But we
Agreed.
may not have the following because, we've been doing this for a certain amount of time and came into this game when that wasn't a thing. Social
Yeah.
media wasn't a thing. But what you need to do is you need to get your goddamn shit together, get a marketing plan, and get a marketing person and a marketing budget. And if that means building your own social media for your business, do that.
Right.
That way you could book me to do the full weekend, and I will have all the shows that we work together to sell out, and you will have a stand-up comic who's a national, international guy doing a undeniable minimum 45-minute set. And
Right.
it will crush, and those people will be happy. The Yelp reviews will be great, and guess what? They'll come back because they're like, this club books talent.
Understand, listeners, that he's
My
saying
opinion.
this. No, well, your opinion for sure, but you're saying this out of experience.
Out of experience.
You're saying this.
I've watched all of this
Yeah.
happen. When I started, here's the problem too with this new generation of entertainers, because it's not just comedy. This is happening in the movie industry as well. Movie casting directors are now casting movies according to the social media following of the actor, not their body of fucking work, not their resume, not the fact that they may have gone to fucking Juilliard, but how many followers does this actor have? What's their social media engagement? It's bullshit. And so I came from a time when, I sound so goddamn old when I do that. When I started stand-up, the steps were this. And it was all about working on the fucking craft.
And hard.
Hard.
Working hard.
You build that undeniable 5-minute set. Then once you get that, then you add on to that and you get that fucking undeniable 10. Then that undeniable 15. Then that undeniable 30-minute set to now you've worked for several years
Now,
to
real-
build.
the-
And I don't mean an hour. I mean an undeniable polished fucking hour
Right.
of stand-up.
Now, those time brackets you were mentioning, you have to start with what?
5 minutes.
Now, what you understand? What I
I was on a
watched,
let me tell you
what I
something.
watched was when you got that 5-minute set. That wasn't it.
No.
You went and worked that 5-minute set
For a very
at
long
so
time.
many fucking
for
clubs
a very long
for
time.
so fucking long.
To the point where it was polished, and it was
Yeah.
so polished that by 7 years into comedy, I was able to book what at the time was it. I was able to book a late night spot, and I did it.
Right.
I did the Tonight Show in Los Angeles with Jay Leno, one of
Yeah.
the last guys to do it.
Yeah.
And I was a 7-year comic, and I worked so hard on that set that when they put my set up on the teleprompter and then put the clock for the time that I was supposed to do, I didn't look at either one of them.
Yeah, I remember
I
that.
played to the audience like I was at a comedy club because that's what I am. I'm a stand-up
Yeah.
comic. I played to the audience. I did it on the dot. 4.5 minutes on the dot. And in that 4.5 minutes, I got 6 to 7 actual applause breaks.
I remember it. It's on.
I have it.
It's
If
there.
you want to see it, I'll put it up somewhere.
It's
if they
on
let me.
yeah, it was on NBC.
So back then what you did was you built the act, and then once you had that act ready,
yeah,
then you built the following behind that act. Then you built your following. It is flipped now.
yeah,
Now people are building a following, and they don't have an act.
right.
So now their act has to catch up with the following. Can I give you an example?
Of course.
So a buddy of mine who got
Yes, you can.
huge on TikTok during the pandemic,
Okay.
ended up building a comedy career out of it. But now, mind you, so if he started during the pandemic, he's probably that means he's only a 4 to 5 year comic at this point, right?
Yes.
Which is not long.
No. Not.
Anyways, this person asked me, they said, Jason, I'm doing the Irvine Improv. And if you know anything about the Irvine Improv in Southern California, it's in Irvine, California, in SoCal. It is a huge theater of a club. It's 600 seats, I think. It's
Yeah,
a big
it's
room.
nice.
He hits me up. He says, can you perform on my improv show on Sunday? It's at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Dude, I had never done stand-up during the day.
Why is it? Why?
Because he's sold out so many shows.
So, that was an added show.
Yeah.
So the
So he
evening
hits
show.
me up.
Wow.
I
dude.
show up.
4 o'clock.
Here's what I mean about the flipping now. Your talent and your following flipped. So I show up. It is sold out.
Wow.
It is freaking. There's a
4
line
p.m.
Wrapped around the building to get into this place. And I go into the green room and I run into the comic. I'm like, man, congratulations, dude. This is awesome.
Right.
He says to me, no shit. He says, well, I just hope it goes better than yesterday. I go, oh, you didn't really sell yesterday? He goes, oh, no, we sold out. I
Right.
go, then what are you talking about? He said, I bombed.
The fuck?
He was the headliner. That was his audience. He bombed.
How?
Here's how. And I can't get mad at him. Here's why. Because he's a beginner and he did beginner mistakes. And you
Right.
learn comedy 101 as you go. You learn how to not fuck around with the microphone cord.
Right.
You learn how to keep eye contact with the audience. You learn how to not blame the audience when you suck.
Right.
Here's what happened. So he did his first joke. It didn't hit well, and he blamed the audience. And so for the rest of his headlining set that he sold out,
At 4.
he struggled. No, I'm
just
talking about the
kidding.
night
I'm
before.
kidding, yeah.
He struggled.
Yeah.
And I can't get mad at him. It's not his fault. It's not his fault. It's
Right.
not his fault because
Whose fault is it?
it's the internet's fault. It's
Or the club.
It's the culture of stand-up comedy now.
That's the thing. That's the difference, I think.
Because I used to get mad at him. Like, what the fuck is wrong? He didn't do anything, dude.
Right.
Also, you fucking sold out. That's amazing.
And
if I had that opportunity, do you know how much money you make at a comedy club that size when you sell out multiple shows?
Right.
If I sold out 6 shows at the San Jose Improv, I could easily walk out of that place with 140 grand.
Okay. What did he do online, if you don't mind me? Well, if that.
Well, I don't
what was
want
his-
to.
what
It
was his
wasn't
shtick?
stand-up.
It was just him doing
It
things
was
on
a
video.
shtick that he did that was part of his day job.
So that's what I'm saying. All those sold out customers who came and bought all those tickets are not stand-up fans.
Right.
They're fans of him, and then they
Yes.
show up, and it's this guy who was on these videos, but now he's on a stage with a microphone. How
Right.
does that translate?
And
How
the
does
good
that-
news is what he does. I think this was a year or so ago. So I think he's figured it out now, and I'm really happy because he's a fucking great guy. Don't get me wrong. That's why I'm not trying to shit on him.
Yeah.
I'm talking about how things have flipped.
Right.
And what happened is he's figured out he needs to talk about the things that he does on these clips, but he needs to build it.
Yeah.
He needs to be a through story. It needs to be because if you're not a joke teller, you're a storyteller. And if you're not a
Right.
storyteller, like there's joke tellers out there that are fucking great.
Yeah. Fraser Smith.
Adam Hunter, Fraser Smith,
Yeah.
joke tellers, bro,
And good ones.
and joke writers.
Good one.
Brian Kiley, holy shit, he's great. But that's what he does, and he knows that what he does, and he works his ass off at that thing.
Right.
But if you're putting on a costume and doing TikTok videos as a character, that's a when you do that, when you're standing in front of 400 people on a stage doing that, and not just in the privacy of your living room with a camera in front of you, it's a whole different fucking animal, man.
It's a
different kind of funny.
Right.
You got to be a different kind of funny.
Yeah.
When you're
Oh, I
when
see,
it's
yeah.
live and in person. Because if there are things that I thumb through on my phone that I find hilarious,
Right.
but I wouldn't watch that live for an hour and think it was hilarious.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was, but it was this kind of funny.
Right.
It
Imagine
wasn't like,
it's just-
yeah, what's the next joke? You know?
Imagine an hour of a little kid on stage just going, "Can I pet that dog?"
Yeah, exactly. But that's another thing. One of the only fucking things that entertain me on these goddamn TikToks and reels are the animals.
Yeah.
People, when I see a person do a funny thing, do a funny sketch,
Right.
not once, maybe have I gone, oh shit, and gone to their account
Right. No. Yeah.
and said, what else does this guy
No, I
have?
don't.
Now you don't have to do that because the algorithms does it for you. They
know.
just keep sending you their
Right.
shit. And now people are...
But the dogs
And it's
is
a
what
cult.
you-
It's a cult. It's like a personality of a cult. You feed this thing to them enough until they're convinced that this is what it is. Yeah. And now people have been fed the Kill Tony bullshit for so long that they're like, this is what stand-up is now. What is stand-up comedy? Oh, stand-up comedy is when a guy who's been doing it for 6 months goes on stage, talks for a minute, and then 3 veterans shit on him for a few minutes. That's what they think stand-up is now. And it's not.
No.
It's not. And I know it sounds like I'm ranting and stuff, but
Although I would buy a 4 p.m. ticket for a really cute dog.
absolutely. One of the things that has really spurred me into talking about this more,
What's that?
is Mark Maron. Mark Maron, his
he's
new
great.
special is out.
He's
Got a new
awesome.
special on HBO that I find incredibly great.
Yeah, I haven't
it's
gotten to
amazing.
watch it yet.
I've always loved him as a comic. He's an amazing storyteller and he's an amazing
Yeah.
writer, but he's also a comedian's comedian, man.
he's
That
dope.
guy puts the work in. He writes the jokes. It's not hackneyed shit. He's not a hack where he's standing on top of the stool, fucking the stool, you know.
Yeah, all that bullshit.
You know what I mean? It's like he's telling you stories and he's bringing you in. You know, and he's got funny. You know, he can make a sad story funny, and he does it a lot.
I've seen there's videos of him. He's been ripping into the Rogan verse.
Oh yeah. Well,
Yeah.
not really ripping into them personal. It sounds personal because
No, the Rogan verse, the whole thing.
right, but it
Yeah.
sounds like it's personal because those are the guys that are doing the things he's said.
Right.
But he's just what he's doing is he's defending the art form of stand-up comedy.
Hell yeah,
and I
man.
have no problem with that
Nope,
at all.
no, I think
have
he's
no
great.
problem with that at all. By the way, a lot of guys in that verse are incredible comics.
Yeah.
They're dude. Shane Gillis is a great stand-up comedian.
Yeah, he's funny.
Shane Gillis
I
is
like
great.
Tires.
Tires is hilarious.
I'm more of a TV show
I
watcher
know.
than you,
But-
and I watched this one called Stick, and Maron's in it, and he's amazing in it.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, in that group, it's not like those guys aren't comics. I can't ever say that. Mark Norman,
I don't know who that is.
Shane Gillis, I'm not a fan of Joe Rogan's stand-up. He doesn't really seem. I'm just not a fan of it. But there are guys in that group that I am fans of, and it just seems like they, yeah, you know, they did the Exodus and mass exodus of LA, which by the way
Shit.
doesn't exist. That never happened. A lot of people moved there, and it didn't mean everybody did. Fucking chill out on that shit.
Yeah, I know.
To Austin, but a lot of them did because they felt that they had an audience there, and they had a leader that was going to take care of them.
Maybe was some of it maybe that they felt they didn't have an audience here.
Yeah. Also, you know, there's a lot of hype there's a lot of hype right now about hating on Southern California. Fuck LA, these LA people, LA shit. Now, mind you, most of the shitty people in LA are in Hollywood
And aren't
fucking
here.
from LA.
Right.
They're all transplants from somewhere else.
Some bullshit
If you want to
place.
learn about
Yeah.
the real LA people, go into the burbs, go into the boroughs, go into the suburbs, go into
where we're
Lakewood,
from, Long Beach.
go into Norwalk, go into South Central, go into Carson, go into Compton, go into Watts. Learn and go into the Valley.
All that's right here in
It's
LA.
all here. If you're going to just hang out in West Hollywood and go, man, these people suck.
Yeah.
You're talking about people from Ohio.
Yep.
You're talking about people from, the East Coast.
Right, and they
all
come-
these people that transplanted themselves here to LA and then thought, I have to act and do a certain way and drink my latte a certain way to be part. Fuck you.
Yeah.
That isn't LA. That's the entertainment industry. That's Hollywood.
Yeah.
And if you take Hollywood as a thing, Hollywood can be anywhere. Because guess what I got a vibe of when I was in Austin? I felt like I was on the other side, the wrong side of that velvet rope mentality that felt really fucking Hollywood.
Right.
That felt
Yeah.
pretty goddamn Hollywood.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. The word I saw Maron use is tribalism.
Yeah, tribalism.
Yeah.
They are a big tribe, and they're hilarious. Right now, I'm dying off of all of them that they had Trump on their podcast, and they're all shocked and surprised. How did this happen? Like, yo, we're not psychic.
Yeah.
We just pay attention.
Yeah.
Listen to the shit that comes out of that guy's mouth.
Right. Yeah.
It's so dumb. Anyways, that's my humble
rant. Good
take
rant.
and rant on the whole situation. But
Good
guess what, guys?
rant.
Not quitting. And that's the only way I could fail at this business is if I quit. Eric Griffin, I've known him since I first started stand-up. I said this before. He said this to me once. He said, people don't fail at this business. They just quit.
Yeah.
And I'm not quitting.
No.
Not quitting. And I'm going to be on stage every night somewhere. And if you want to know where that is, go to my social medias. I'm on Instagram at Jason Collings. I'm on TikTok. I'm on Instagram. I'm on TikTok. I'm doing all the things
That people say to do.
I'm making the short clips, but what you're going to get out of me is not just a 50-second clip. If you like what you see, buy a ticket to come see me, and you're going to see me do that for a fucking hour. No lulls.
No.
No dead space. It's going to be good. You're going to enjoy it. And I know it sounds like I'm tooting my own horn, but if I don't, who the fuck's going to do it now?
Exactly.
Because guess what? I don't have an agent to do it anymore. I don't have a manager to do it anymore because those guys stopped calling me and stopped talking to me because I didn't have a big enough following for them. And that's
Right.
another made-up fucking job, if you ask me, because these guys work for people that only have something for them to do. In other words, agents and managers don't make you famous.
No.
They just manage your day to day,
Yeah.
and agents try to find more ways for you to make money. And the only way you're going to do that is if you do shit yourself first, build it yourself, give them something they need to work for. And don't forget, those assholes work for you. They can't fire you. You could fire them.
Yeah.
Don't think you got... fuck. Ugh.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Fuck the
Ooh,
suits.
man. Fight the power!
But yeah, that was a good
So
rant.
yeah, that's my rant on that. But yeah, hey guys, this is the new and improved podcast with me, Jason Collings, my brother David Collings. We are now just the Collings Twins on all platforms. And is it spelled a certain way? How do they find it?
Well, in our logo, it's two eyes.
Yeah.
It looks like two people standing next to
Yep.
each other. Collings Twins, Twiins.
And we're on YouTube as...
Collings Twins.
It'll be all in the description of this. Thank you guys so much for joining us. If you like what you hear and like what you see, please continue to rate and review at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever it is that you download and listen to your audios. If you want to look at our beautiful faces, we are on YouTube, the Collings Twins. But if you want to look at our beautiful faces, you can do that on Spotify now too. So either one.
And next time, maybe I'll rant.
Yeah, David will talk about some stuff, but I had to rant on this one because I've been dealing. It's been
It's
boiling.
been a minute. Yeah, it's been boiling.
been
and this
boiling.
Is a great outlet. That's one of the
It
other
feels
reasons
good.
why we're doing this. We want to do it in a more casual,
Safe space.
calming, safe.
Safe space. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Talk to you later. Bye.
Reading each other's minds, confusing each other's why. We're the Collings Twins, and when you're twinning, you're winning. You're twinning, you're winning. You're twinning, you're winning.